58 passengers on board. ATR 72 abruptly enters a dive. Investigators find a fatal mistake. Virtual plane crash investigation. This is not a real story. This video is just a fantasy of the author. No progress. February 17, 2014. The ATR 72 was flown by an airline that acquired it recently. TFS World Airlines bought this ATR 72 in January 2014. Before that, he was at Terrell Airlines. 58 passengers and 7 crew members come on board. Also on board was the famous poet Van Roggen. Flight 619 was supposed to be operated from Gulf Airport to Mountains Airport. The captain of Flight 619 was in the co-pilot's seat, flew 260 hours, of which this is his first flight on an ATR 72. The co-pilot flew 700 hours, flew 510 hours on the ATR 72. Time on the clock, 16:58. At 17 o'clock Flight 619 took off. The pilots turned on the autopilot. 37 minutes later, the plane banked sharply to the left.
What's it? Probably turbulence.
The pilots barely take the plane out of the roll. The pilots changed course to the airport factory for emergency landing. When descending from 21,000 to 10,000 feet, a lot of speed was gained.
Speed warning. Speed warning.
Suddenly the plane banked to the right by 39.
Speed warning. Speed warning. Speed warning. Speed warning. Speed warning. Speed.
In order to lower the altitude, the captain pushed the steering wheel away from himself, thereby making a fatal mistake. After the speed increased 600 kilometers per hour, the pilot began to increase plane.
What should I do? He's lurching to the right. 619. Mayday. The plane is out of control.
Bank.
Ah.
Bank.
The pilots lost control of the airliner. The plane went into an uncontrolled dive.
Bank angle. Bank speed warning.
The speed has reached the maximum allowed.
Systems.
What is it?
Oh my God.
All 65 people died.
60. Where?
381. We saw a big spike near the airport.
Oh my God.
Investigators, the Aviation Safety Committee TFS, has launched an investigation. Investigators lifted the wreckage from the bottom. Investigators saw that the pitot tube on the co-pilot's side was missing. She was also absent from the commander's side. The chassis were released. The flaps and slats were not released for some reason. On the tail, it was found that when lowering the steering wheel, the direction jammed in the right position. During the descent, the plane tilted to the left for the first time, then to the right. But the investigators also had to find out the cause of the jamming. The investigators decided to experiment whether it is possible to withdraw the ATR 72 if the rudder is stuck in one position.
Steering wheel to the right.
Doing.
Bank angle.
Let's wait for 3000 and output.
Bank angle. Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. Speed warning. Speed warning.
Output.
Speed warning. Speed warning. Speed warning. Speed warning. Speed warning.
I cannot.
Speed warning. 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 Systems.
So data 70 to cannot be taken out of the roll if the steering wheel is stuck.
Wait a minute. And you remember.
Saut Corporate 13, c'est ta course format.
Corporate 1315.
Corporate 13 accepted. R815?
Yes. Roadstrel.
Bank angle.
Corporate 13 Stugim Willistuk. Corporate 13 tous juste la Nîmes. Course 40.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
But the pilots of Corporate Flight 13 were able to bring out the 872. Investigators checked that the de-icing system was turned on, but ice was found on the tail of the aircraft. The examination showed that he appeared before the plane crash. After checking 31 more TFS World Airlines 872s with the de-icing system turned on which they stood for 30 minutes, there was ice on the wings and tail. All the planes were faulty. Since the entire fleet of TFS World Airlines consisted of 872, and she sold all of them in order to buy new ones that were not broken, the airline bought only one plane. 11 months after the plane crash and 1 month after the official report, the airline went bankrupt, having existed from 1966 to 2015. A similar plane crash occurred on December 20, 2008, but 6 years later the cause has not been found. The reason for the crash of Flight 619 in 2014 and for 110 in 2008 are the same. The airline was saving on materials.